Tonight, concerns grow. Businesses in our region may have to close due to a lack of staff. And support services fear disadvantaged people are struggling to access rat tests.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. Pubs and restaurants in the region are struggling to make ends meet due to ongoing coronavirus restrictions. Operators are worried they will have to close their doors if capacity limits continue to stay at 25%.
It's a sign of the times. Dining rooms and bars completely empty, with some pubs even closing their doors. Angela and her partner have owned the Spalding Hotel for 4 months. Usually serving 90 people on a good night, they are struggling to get 20 people at the moment.
The local community really wanted something to look forward to coming out of restrictions. So we'd said to them, look, we'll aim to do something New Year's Eve. We'll have a bit of a celebration, still a safe celebration, but a celebration. And all of that was canned.
Angela believes she's potentially lost more than half of her earnings during the peak holiday period.
We've got plans that if it does stay like this, we may have to go to takeaway, food and alcohol only, which again is going to impact on the business.
Restrictions were supposed to be lifted last month, but the state government held off due to increasing COVID cases, despite the double vaccination rate being nearly 90%.
The decision made on Boxing Day to severely restrict hospitality needed to come, if it was a legitimate decision, and time will tell, it needed to come with significant ongoing financial support.
Mr. Horn warning the impact will soon be felt in local communities.
The disproportionate pain is being carried by the tourism and hospitality industry with totally inadequate compensation that will do long-term damage to the businesses in regional South Australia.
Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The Far West Local Health District has recorded a number of new COVID cases as of 8 p.m. last night. With active cases continuing to climb in the district, authorities are encouraging parents to protect their children against the illness.
The new year has not been without its COVID challenges for Broken Hill. The Far West Local Health District reporting 15 cases from PCR tests in the region from 8 p.m. last night, 6 of which are located in Broken Hill. There are now 71 active cases across the district, prompting health officials to stress the importance of booster shots and getting children vaccinated.
It reduces their spread of COVID to people around them. If they're less likely to get COVID-19, they're also less likely to spread it to other people.
Experts hoping this figure dramatically increases as parents become less hesitant about immunising their children, pointing to major American studies which say the vaccine is safe for children.
The main trial that was conducted in children of this age group included over 3,000 children. That study showed that the vaccine was extremely effective, so more than 90% effective.
Parents are encouraged to talk to their GP as soon as possible if they have any questions or concerns.
The most common side effect is just pain at the injection site, and things like fever were actually quite rare in only about 7% of the children in the study.
Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Golf News.
South Australia's social advocacy group is calling for greater accessibility of rapid antigen tests in regional areas. It comes as a new collection hub was launched on Tuesday in Port Augusta, in a bid to ease high pressure on demand.
It's the most sought-after item this year. Since rapid antigen tests became permitted as a legal method of testing, stocks have been flying off the shelves, especially in the regions. It's a situation which SACOS says puts many residents at a severe disadvantage.
Lots of instances, people across the regions are having great difficulty laying their hands on RAT tests, and we need a distribution mechanism that gets RAT tests to everybody that needs them.
With some RAT kits price surging past $100, those on low incomes are also forced to make a choice. He's calling on governments to make the vital item free for all residents.
they'd be having a really hard time finding the extra money that's involved in making sure that you had access to those things.
On Tuesday, the state government opened an RAT collection point in Port Augusta with free kits for those identified as close contacts. The Deputy Premier saying more sites will be opened across the Spencer Gulf once more stock comes in.
Right now, we don't have as many rapid tests in South Australia as we'd like, so we don't have as many sites to distribute them.
He's also ruling out an expansion of the free program to prevent hoarding of kits.
We can't let the rapid tests become a bit like we saw toilet paper and store them up for a rainy day or test themselves every day.
Mark Zeta, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Whyalla police are seeking help from the public in recovering a stolen motorbike from Whyalla Playford. Between 8:30 p.m. on Monday and 7:30 a.m. on Tuesday, an orange and black Honda motorcycle was stolen from the driveway of a McConville Street home. The motorcycle has SA registration YYI 360. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of the motorcycle is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. People can also report online at crimestoppers.com.au. Still to come tonight, Whyalla Council set to take its meetings online, and Broken Hill Council adds a new elected member to the team. Welcome back. Infrastructure Minister Corey Wingard has said he is working with Mount Remarkable Council to sustain the Port Germain Jetty's future. Residents have expressed concerns the iconic structure will lose its world record status if it isn't fixed soon. In a statement, Minister Wingard says options are being developed and recommendations for future repairs and the cost will be announced later this year. The state government has committed $20,000 to a conservation management plan for the jetty. Council meetings in Whyalla will now be able to be viewed online after changes in legislation due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Residents can also view meetings on demand if they are not able to watch proceedings live.
It's a move towards transparency during a time of great uncertainty. Whyalla City Council now live streaming meetings and informal gatherings through their website. Changes in legislation have allowed the council to offer this service to local residents.
With the current concerns regarding COVID, council has now moved to conducting its council meetings virtually.
Monday's meeting of councillors was the first in the council's history to be conducted and broadcast to the public online. On-demand viewing of meetings after the live stream will also be made available via YouTube.
We held our elected member briefing. We conducted the first live streaming meeting of a council meeting, which we posted on our website very shortly, the recording of that meeting.
Residents can already view meeting minutes and agenda documents in a special section of the council's website. Links to the meetings will be posted in the agenda and on the council's Facebook page.
The link on the website will enable members of the community to access the meeting real time through the live streaming arrangements, and we will then also post after the meeting.
Online attendees have the choice to download Microsoft Teams or to view council meetings through their chosen web browser. Mark Zeta, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Broken Hill has a new deputy mayor, with Jim Hickey elected to the position at a recent meeting. Mayor Tom Kennedy is excited for Mr Hickey's new role as council prepares to get stuck into 2022 and the challenges this city faces.
Broken Hill Council is at full strength and ready to tackle the new year. Councillor Jim Hickey voted in as Deputy Mayor by the new council at the first meeting of 2022.
A little bit daunting to me because it was first time councillor and was elected Deputy Mayor, and it was a little bit daunting to go through all that, but it was very productive.
Mayor Tom Kennedy is happy to have his experience while also glad all council seats are filled.
It's really good to have the numbers, if people would like to say. It really means that we can actually implement many of the things that was promised during the election.
Looking ahead, council is ready to tackle issues within the town, with the library grant and Imperial Lake back high on their agenda. Mr Hickey says he's ready to tackle his new role.
Real really proud and bloody, grateful to be nominated and given the position. It's a big honour. It's a huge honour in actual fact.
Mayor Tom Kennedy confident personnel on the council will be united and able to enact their election commitments.
I think as a council, we'll all end up working together. There won't be any thems and us's. It'll be all just us's. The community will be part of that us, and the employees will also be part of that us.
Joshua Mercer, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
With COVID-19 cases continuing to rise, local businesses are suffering from a shortage of resources. The latest spike in cases now forcing business owners to adapt their operations.
If living with COVID wasn't already challenging, local businesses are now under pressure to secure goods and resources. The continuing spread of Omicron putting a strain on trade.
It's exceptionally difficult. You know, out of China or any other countries that supply goods to Australia, whether it's medical, whether it's food, whether it's clothing, whether it's electrical, it's very difficult. And the next 12 months are probably going to be more challenging.
Mr. Antonio also says that ensuring staff and customers remain safe is also a growing concern.
You know, we've already experienced a lockdown, for a week. So, we're very conscious of the safety issues that are involved with making sure everybody stays safe for the families, for our staff, for business people, the whole community.
Despite this, the Eyre and Far North Local Health Network is looking to implement new rat testing.
We're currently working with SafeCom and we're looking at setting up rat collection points, initially in Ceduna and Port Lincoln, which will be available very soon, so they're for close contacts.
The Local Jobs Program also reaching out to help businesses.
So the Local Jobs Program is looking to respond to and create a COVID recovery in the current situation, and we're really encouraging anybody with any skills, any time who can give to local businesses to step up.
Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come, Eyre Peninsula schools asked to dig deep and help improve the well-being of local students. And we take a look at the upgrades to the Bundalia Reservoir. Parents who send their kids to Catholic schools in South Australia can expect some fee relief this year. Catholic Education SA's Director Neil McGoran telling News Corp many schools are looking at ways to ease the pressure. He said all diocesan-governed primary and secondary campuses would either freeze or drop fees. The move is being made in response to the changing COVID situation. Students return to the class the week beginning January 31st. The Eyre Peninsula Community Foundation is calling for help from local schools to assist those in need of a head start this year. Their plea comes as preparations for the return of students later this month begin to ramp up.
Back to school looking better than ever. Students will have something to cheer about this semester with the Eyre Peninsula Community Foundation supporting local families.
We're just about to embark on our annual distribution of back-to-school vouchers, which a program we partnered with the Foundation for Rural and Regional Renewal in giving these vouchers out to schools for distribution to families in need.
The Foundation calling for support from local schools to help increase the amount of funding.
The vouchers itself, they're a $50 voucher, which entitles the families to buy stuff which young students can assist them assimilate to school, and they can spend it on stationery, school bags, shoes.
One school already coming forward with their generous support giving the program a boost.
What we can do is if for schools wish to donate money towards the program for their own school, we're more than happy with FRRR to actually match that funding.
This program has been running for 23 years and has since raised up to $270,000 in vouchers.
We would have had $30,000 for this year, which is a wonderful amount, but instead we're actually going to be distributing $32,000 worth of $50 school card vouchers.
For more information, you can visit the Foundation's website or their Facebook page. Henry Millick, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
There's now more room to move at the Bundalia Reservoir, with more than 10 kilometres of new trails available to explore. A new picnic shelter has also been installed, so you can soak in all the views after a walk or even a swim.
It's a sight to behold. The Bundalia Reservoir is now more accessible for visitors to explore, with new trails available to view for that picture-perfect moment. It's all a part of the state government's plan to turn reserves into recreation areas and bring more visitors into the region.
Oh, look, I think it'll be great for the community, for people to be able to explore the reserve a little further and utilise the walking trails that have actually been here for a long time.
The local mayor says the area is one of the perfect locations in the mid-north to get some exercise by walking, running, or cycling around the reservoir. And if that doesn't float your boat, you are also allowed to kayak out on the water.
There was a recent come try kayaking weekend here a few weeks ago and things like that. So that's all been positive to promote the use of the facility.
The Northern Area's mayor is hoping more people will flood to the location before the school holidays finish.
Though with what's happening, I suppose things have been a bit quiet since before Christmas, but yeah, I think when things settle down, it'll be very popular.
If you're looking for a perfect time to go, then you can't go wrong with watching the sunrise or sunset.
I like it out here during the winter, really, when there's a bit more water around.
Christian Komenos, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. We check what's biting in the Spencer Gulf this weekend. And we'll have all the weather details with Alex Sykes. Hello again. Time to go around the region and check what's biting in the Spencer Gulf when we cast a line in the water this weekend. For the first time in 2022, here's our fishing experts with their tips.
Welcome to another week around the Gulf Fishing Tips. There's some great things happening. Our blue swimmer crabs are starting to really run. But don't think it's just crab season, guys. Always have a look. There is some yellowfin whiting floating around. There's some of those areas just off the Wards Bit where you're doing it, and the Oval at Port Davis. And strangely enough, snooker here. Our snooker normally here in September, but we're seeing a few of those follow up as well. So if you're going home and it's a bit rough, perhaps put a lure out. You never know what you might catch. That's all we've got this week. We'll see you next week.
G'day and welcome to Fishing Tips in Port Lincoln. Locally, there has been a few whiting caught lately, which has been good. So up along the North Shore, there's been some whiting. Even off the main wharf, early in the mornings, there's been a few nice King George there. There's been some good whiting reports from Thistle Island as well. And there has been a white pointer hanging around in that area, so be careful if you are down that way. There's still been a few schools of salmon down on the south coast when the weather cooperates. And in the Port Lincoln National Park, there's been some nice garfish caught off of the rocks. Over the Coffin Bay side, there's been some salmon, trout and garfish in the bay. There's been a few whiting around Farm Beach, but a bit patchy. And out wide of Sir Isaac's, there has been some red snapper and a few school sharks caught. Well, that's all for this week. We'll see you again next week with more tips.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather across the Spencer Gulf and Broken Hill. With all the details and a sneak peek towards the weekend, it's good evening to Alex Sykes.
Thanks, John, and good evening, everyone. Well, it was a mainly fine day across most of our region today, with showers in parts, and those showers will spread to the rest of our region over the next few days with a number of warnings current. More details on that in just a moment. At 3 p.m, Port Augusta was a humid but partly cloudy top of 35, Woodner was 33, Cooper Pirie was humid and had a shower to a top of 32. Looking further out across the region now, Wowler was 33, Port Lincoln and Broken Hill were both 29, Port Pirie partly cloudy and 35, Adelaide and Kadina mostly sunny and 34, Cleve was partly cloudy and also 34, Clare was sunny and 29. Taking a look at the satellite image now, cloud covering central and eastern parts of the state in a broad trough is causing rain and showers, heavy at times. Cloud over the northwest in another trough is triggering showers and storms. Patchy cloud over the southwest is not rain bearing. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. East to southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, seas 1 to 1.5 metres, and south to southeasterly swell 1 metre. There is a fire weather warning, a flood watch warning and a severe weather warning current for parts of the Gulf. Showers across the region tomorrow. Humid in Port Lincoln, set to reach a high of 28 degrees. Cleve will reach 30 degrees and heavy falls in Woodness set to reach 25 degrees there. Whale will be partly cloudy and 31. Port Augusta will be humid and is also set to reach a high of 31 degrees. Kadina to top 34. Port Pirie partly cloudy and also 34. Clare and Broken Hill both set to reach a high of 32 degrees. Taking a look further through the week now, possible storm in Port Augusta and 27 on Saturday. Port Pirie and Kadina will have showers and heavy falls with 29. Similar conditions in Port Lincoln and 26. Broken Hill will be partly cloudy and 33. Similar conditions forecast for Sunday. Port Augusta, Woodner and Whyalla all to get to 27. 28 degrees in Port Pirie and Kadina. Cooper showers and humid with 30. A look at the start of next week now. Port Augusta and Port Pirie will be humid and have a shower or two, both set to reach 30. Possible shower in Whyalla and Woodner, both 27, and Broken Hill a shower or two and 33. And that's all the weather from me for tonight, John. I'll see you soon. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Thursday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will return tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Until then, have a great evening here on 7. Good night.